Okay, fine. See, there can be an interview question that this defect life cycle, right? There is a defect life cycle. We have to explain. Okay, there is, you know, this is what we have seen. Defect life cycle have many states here. That is new, assigned, opened, reopen, close, deferred, and duplicate. Right? These are all the things we have already seen it. But interview question is something like this. Defect life cycle with respect to Jira, you have to explain. See, Jira is already we have this. Okay, in Jira we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 status we have, right? Right? To do, in progress, code review, in QA, and done. These are all the 5 status we have. We don't have new. We don't have, duplicate. We don't have reject state. We don't have deferred state. We don't have close state. We don't have reopen state, right? But you have to explain this states with respect to Jira. Okay. Let's say this is our dashboard. Jira dashboard looks like. Okay. Now, let's say once you open a defect, right? Once you open a defect, that is new state. How do you open a defect? How do you create a defect in the Jira tool? Here is an option called create, right? Once you create a defect, right? There is a state called new, but here we don't have any new. We have to what? Create it. We have to what? We have to create it. Once you create it, the created defect will be in the to-do state, right? It will be in the to-do state. It means it will be assigned to the developer. Assigned to the developer, because while raising the defect, we have an option to what? We'll assign to the developer here. Here is assign, where is it? Where it is? Assignee. You can assign to the developer here, right? Once assigned to the developer, obviously that name of the person will be displaying here to whom you are assigned. Okay, that will be, once you create a defect, that will be in the to-do state. Okay, now obviously the developer has to open it and he has to see, and he will see it. He will open it, right? He will open it and will see whether it is a valid defect or not. If it is valid, means he will open it. Okay, he will open it and see whether the raised defect is valid or not, right? If it is valid, then he will give the fix. If it is valid means what? He will give the fix. He will modify the code, right? It means he will put that defect into the in progress. It means he'll start fixing the code, or he'll start fixing that defect. He'll start modifying the code, right? That will be in the in progress. It means he's giving the fix. Means he's working on this code change, right? Next, it will be moved into the code review state, right? It means some other developer might be what? Reviewing the code, what the developer has done the work. Now, after giving the fix, that will be in the QA status. That will be in the QA status. Now, the build is given in the QA environment, right? Now the tester will get to know the build is given in the QA environment. So he has to do what? Do the retesting and regression testing. If necessary, he'll do the regression testing. Otherwise, he'll do the retesting only, right? If the developer, whatever the fix he has given, if the defect is got fixed, then he will close it. Directly, he will move into the done state. That's it. That's it. Closed. If whatever the fix given by the developer is not working as expected still, right? If the defect is not fixed, then he will reopen it. Reopen means again he'll open the this one ticket. Okay, and he will just comment it. He means tester will just comment it. Verified in the QA environment. QA environment. The issue is still exist. Abibi, still there is a issue. So just fix it. What he will do? We'll just take this and we'll move back to the to-do state. That's it. Means moving back assigned to the same developer. Developer, I'm not changing it. I'm just moving this that defect into the to-do state so that you can start working again. Right? This is re-assigning to the developer who has worked on it. Right? Understood this scenario, this part? Next, let's say you have raised this defect, right? We'll open it and see if the defect is valid or not. If the defect is valid, he will give the fix, he will read, you will do the retesting and regression testing. And if it is got fixed, then he'll close it. If it is not got fixed, he will reopen it. But let's say when you first time you open the defect, developer open the defect, he will see if it is not a valid defect, then he can mark it as a reject. But we don't have reject status here in the dashboard. What he will do? The defect is invalid. You just comment it. The defect is not valid. Hence, moving to the done status. That's it. Done status means done. That's it. Okay. Why it is not valid? What you have to do if developer rejects your defect? Everything we'll do discuss later. Okay. He'll give the reason why it is not a valid. Okay. What he will do? Directly move this defect to the done states. That's it. Over. Reject state. What if developer, okay, again I'll bring it back. What if developer feels that this defect is already raised by someone else? He'll just comment it's been already raised by these things, this person, right? So I'm just marking it as a duplicate. We'll mark it as a duplicate. You don't have duplicate status here. That's the reason. What he'll do, he'll just move it to the done state. Means no work can be done on this, right? No work can be done on this defect, right? Next, that is duplicate and reject. What if the open defect or the assigned defect is not in the current sprint scope? In that case, what he will do, he will give it has a dependency. Okay, let's say he will give the comment something like that. Okay, this defect will be taken care in the next sprint because of some dependency, let's say. Okay, then we'll move it to the where just open it and just sprint whatever the sprint he can see now, that he'll just remove it. That's it. It will be moved into the product backlog. See, it's moved from the current sprint. It will not be visible in the current sprint. It will be moved back to the product backlog so that it will be taken care in the next sprint. That is called deferred. Deferred means it will be in the hold state, or it will be in the what? Deferred state, or it will be postponed. That is called deferred, right? So this defect life cycle you have to explain with respect to Jira, how the ticket will be moved from one state to another state in the Jira with respect to, this defect life cycle with respect to Jira. Understood? So if someone asks you that explain the defect life cycle with respect to Jira, this is how you have to explain. Because we have only 5 states in Jira. We do not have reject. We do not have duplicate. We do not have deferred state. So those are all the status we have to, you know, uh, means, like those are all the status we will taken care in this Jira itself. We'll be taking care in this Jira status only. Means for duplicate, for reject, for close, all states comes under done states only. If it is deferred, it will move back to the product backlog. That's it. Samjha?